Let's get one thing straight. Artificial intelligence isn't coming to cybersecurity, it's already here. It's completely changing the game, both for how we defend our networks and how attackers try to tear them down. But all this rapid change has opened up a huge skills gap. So let's dive into the new certification that's been built from the ground up to close it, the CompTIA SecAI Plus. I absolutely love this analogy because it just hits the nail on the head. Traditional security, the stuff covered in Security Plus, is all about known rules and established threats. It's about locking the door. But AI brings something totally new to the table, right? It's a learning, thinking, adapting entity, literally a ghost in the machine. And securing that, well, that takes a whole new playbook. And that brings us right to the heart of the problem we're all facing on this new AI battlefield. There's this massive and frankly pretty scary gap opening up between how fast companies are adopting AI and how well we can actually keep it secure. Okay, these numbers really paint the picture, don't they? I mean, look at this. On one hand, you've got basically everyone, 90% of organizations, jumping on the AI bandwagon by 2026. But here's the kicker. Almost 3/4 of security leaders are admitting, hey, we don't have the people who know how to secure this stuff. And at the same time, attacks using AI shot up 72% last year alone. That's not just a gap, it's a canyon, and it's getting wider by the day. So here is the crucial takeaway. This isn't just about hackers getting a few new toys. We are talking about a fundamentally new attack surface. The vulnerabilities aren't just hiding in the code anymore. Nope. Now they're buried deep in the data the AI learns from, in the models themselves, and in the very logic these systems use to make decisions. So how in the world are we supposed to navigate all this? Well, this is where the CompTIA SecAI Plus comes into play. And let's be clear, this is so much more than just another exam. It's the industry's first real shot at creating a standardized blueprint for what an AI security pro needs to know. And here's its real superpower. It's vendor neutral. What does that mean for you? It means you're not just learning the Google way or the Microsoft way to secure AI. You're learning the fundamental principles that work everywhere, whether you're using an open source tool like TensorFlow or a massive enterprise platform. So let's take a quick peek under the hood at what the exam actually covers. Right away, your eye probably goes to that massive 40% slice of the pie, securing AI systems. That tells you everything you need to know. This certification is heavily focused on the practical, hands-on skills you need to protect these incredibly complex new systems in the real world. Now, when you talk about AI and security, you have to think of it as a classic double-edged sword. So before we get into all the scary stuff, let's start with the good side. How we can use AI as a powerful shield for our defenses. Okay, for all the defenders out there, this is where things get really exciting. AI is an absolute game changer for the Security Operations Center, the SOC. Instead of just searching for known malware signatures, AI can spot weird behavior, the subtle low and slow attacks that would have slipped right past a human analyst. And vulnerability management? Oh man, forget drowning in a spreadsheet with thousands of vulnerabilities. AI cuts through the noise and says, hey, focus on these 5 right now, because they're the ones that actually put you at risk. It's a massive upgrade. But like we said, it's a double-edged sword. And for every way we can use this tech to build a better shield, the bad guys are busy forging it into a sharper sword. So now, let's flip the coin and look at how this exact same technology gets weaponized against us. And this, right here, is the question that should be keeping every single security professional up at night. What happens when our own best defensive tools are turned against us and used with a speed and scale that humans just can't possibly keep up with? We're seeing a whole new class of threats pop up. Things like adversarial machine learning. It's wild. An attacker can change just a few pixels in a photo, so few that you've never noticed, and trick a self-driving car's AI into thinking a stop sign is a green light. Or even scarier, data poisoning. That's where they sneak malicious data into the AI's training set, basically teaching it to fail from the inside out. And if you want to understand just how high the stakes are with data poisoning, just let this example sink in. This is not science fiction. It's a very real, very terrifying possibility that we have to figure out how to defend against right now. For anyone working with large language models, this quote is absolutely critical. In old-school hacking, getting shell meant you had total command line control of a server. Well, today, by writing a clever prompt, an attacker can hijack an LLM to get around its safety features, steal sensitive information, or make it do things it's not supposed to. The simple text input box has become the new battleground. And prompt injection is just the tip of the iceberg. The SecAI Plus covers this whole new world of attacks. You've got model theft, where someone can basically clone your expensive proprietary AI model just by asking it a ton of questions, or model inversion, where they can actually reconstruct the sensitive private data your model was trained on just from its public responses. Each of these threats needs a brand new defensive strategy, like using data provenance to make sure your training data is clean, or differential privacy to protect the data behind the model's answers. So, faced with this onslaught of completely new threats, how do we even begin to build a defense? We can't just sit back and react. We need a plan. We need a structured blueprint to understand what the adversary is doing and hopefully get a step ahead. For years, anyone in cybersecurity has lived by the MITRE ATT&CK framework. It's been the gold standard for understanding traditional cyber attacks. Well, now, meet its successor, MITRE Atlas. This is the official field guide for the AI battlefield. It catalogs all the tactics and techniques attackers are using against machine learning systems. And here's just a little glimpse of how it works. It organizes attacks into tactics, just like the original ATT&K framework. You can see how the threats we just talked about fit right in. Prompt injection, that's a form of initial access. Poisoning the training data, that falls under ML attack staging. This framework gives all of us a common language to talk about and defend against these new attacks. Now, the best part is that this isn't just theory. Atlas gives you a clear 5-step process to actually put this knowledge to work. You start by figuring out what AI you even have. Then you map the threats from Atlas to your systems. You find your weak spots, and then you build the specific detection rules you need to plug those holes. It turns chaos into a structured, repeatable process. Okay, so let's wrap this all up. What are the key takeaways here? First, AI is that powerful double-edged sword. You have to master both offense and defense. Second, the SecAI Plus cert is the first real vendor-neutral blueprint for navigating this new world. Third, frameworks like MITRE Atlas aren't optional anymore. They are absolutely essential. And finally, the biggest shift of all. Our job is changing from just securing code to securing the entire ongoing learning process of these intelligent systems. And that leaves us with one last big question. As these AI systems get smarter and more autonomous, as they evolve from simple tools into active players on our networks, are we really prepared for what's next? Are we ready to secure not just the machine, but that complex, unpredictable, and powerful ghost that lives inside it?